Hi everyone. This is the look. I already did half of my face already with the glue I'm using is like a school glue, but I recommend using a non-toxic one or latex, which is way better. And the way I did the tongue is I got a bunch of tissues or napkins together and I put like a bunch of layers of napkins and like made like a little kind of rectangle but a point in the end, and then I got the glue and I just put a bunch of glue so that way the tongue gets stiff and hard and then I can make it the shape I want. And what I made with the fake blood, I put like some chocolate syrup, but you can use chocolate powder like you use for chocolate milk, and I got some red coloring dye like for food coloring, like red food coloring, and I got some corn syrup to make the food coloring a little thicker, like real blood. And I'm gonna start doing the other half of my face to show you guys what I did. I honestly don't like that thing hanging off my face, that towel. I didn't really like it, but here I'm just putting glue first, and I already put on like the circle ball. It's like I put glue first, and then I made like a little roll of ball in the towels or paper, and I just put it on there and glued it. Now I'm gonna apply that first layer of sorry guys, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, I'm applying that first layer of paper to make the bone stay, because that ball did not want to stay. That's supposed to be the bone. And I'm just getting the glue and applying it, and at the same time I'm applying it, I'm just rubbing the corners and edges down so that way they're not sticking up and the paper won't come off.
Here,
Now I'm gonna do the same, but this time it's gonna be like a rectangle sideways, like that. Right now I'm just measuring to see if it would fit, and if it doesn't, then I'll get a longer one and I'll cut it into the shape of what I want it, and so that way it fits. And I'm just doing the same steps as earlier, just applying glue first to where it's gonna go, and then I'm going to apply it. And then I'm going to do the same thing, put glue on top of it to make the edges stay down, that need to stay down. Sorry, my hair got stuck. But I'm just making the edges stay down so that way they can stick and it doesn't come off.
Because this is a lot of black stuff. So I had to wear a shirt that didn't want to get stained, and something that'll show more, not show like how it's showing, but I mean like show more to where only it'll focus on the, because if I wore like another, like a baggy shirt or something that had sleeves on it, it wouldn't let me really paint it black and I get it all over my shirt. So I thought this
okay,
shirt would
now
be really
I'm
easy.
gonna start doing the,
And here
I believe the bottom of my face now. I'm going to start gluing it to where the places where I want it to be at, because we're going to cut it to make it look like ripped skin. So right now I'm just applying that glue right there, and I do recommend wearing a shirt that won't be in the way like what I'm wearing, but just maybe a little more higher, sorry,
So right now
for the cleavage, but I mean, I'm sorry, I just needed a shirt to help like make it look way better. But here I'm just doing the same thing. I'm applying glue first, and I'm just putting the paper where I want it to be at, the napkins, and then I'm going to please excuse my boyfriend in the background, but I am going to first put the glue. I'm layering that first, and then I'm going to put the napkins over that, and then now I'm using the glue to put down the edges like I said, so that way they don't stick up. But apparently that one started sticking up, so I had to use my finger to press it down, and it was kind of hard at first because the glue would get stuck to my finger because this is really sticky glue. So try to be careful when you're dealing with this school glue. Okay, now I'm just doing the top now to where it's going to be at. Like I said, we're just putting where the paper is going to be at. We're putting it where we want to rip our skin. And since this is like a ripped tongue and throat thing, then it'd be way better. I didn't have white in the later on in the video. I did not have any white, so it was kind of hard for me to make teeth. You'll see later on in the video. And I do not recommend the you know, the little tissue that's hanging off my face. Do not do that. Just do the steps that I'm doing right now. Do not do that step. I honestly didn't like it. It looked too weird and ugly, and it didn't look realistic. But I think it would have looked way better if I didn't do that piece hanging off my face, honestly, because it would have looked way more real, and I think it would have looked way better.
Watch your back.
Sorry, I had to rip another piece because I messed up the other piece. Here I'm just ripping it to make it look a little thinner, but I think I should, like I said, I shouldn't have did that. I didn't like it the way it looked afterwards, after all the work and tearing and the blood and the coloring in was done. I did not like it. It looked really retarded, honestly. So I don't suggest doing that. Like I said, just leave it out if you can. If you want to do it, then go ahead, but I mean, I just didn't like it, in my opinion. And right now I'm just gonna put the tongue that I'm going to do. I glue it first, and if you have a fan near you, I suggest use the fan because the glue takes a while to like cool down, and so it dries. Because in order for us to rip the skin, it has to dry. So here I just put glue first, and I layered down the tongue. And I had to hold the tongue for a while in front of the fan so that way it does not come off. I do not suggest doing any face expressions when you have this on your face. If you do use school glue, if you're using latex, then it's probably way different, but I used school glue, so it was way harder for me to not make face expressions because the tongue really would have came off. So right here, I'm just applying glue, and I was getting irritated. I'm sorry, because it was not working with me. This process was just not working with me. Here I already applied the tissue on my face. I applied the glue like I said first, and then I'm just putting down the edges while I'm applying glue, so that way the edges stay down and the tongue will hold. I had to do it like rectangle way because if I did it the straight down way, it would have looked really weird, and the tongue wouldn't have looked more realistic. So I had to do it like a rectangle shape way. So right now, as you can see, I'm trying to hold it so it stays together and it does not fall or break apart, because then I'm going to be very upset, as you can see. Here, I already have my face dry, as you can see. Actually, it wasn't dry. I'm so sorry. Okay, now I believe that it is dry. I had to be, like I said, in front of the fan. Right now, we're just pulling down pieces because they're really stuck to your skin, and I don't want to cut myself. So right now, I'm just like ripping pieces randomly where I want to rip them at. You don't want to go all the way down. You just want to rip it halfway to where it makes like sort of like you're ripping like 3 pieces, like lines, like teeth, like shape of teeth, like big teeth basically, if that makes any sense. But yeah, and I'm ripping, as you can see, I'm just ripping down there. It's kind of hard to do. If I suggest you do the tongue last, because this step was kind of hard to do because the tongue was in the way, like always. So yeah, anyways, like I said, we're just ripping it right now to where we want to rip it. I'm ripping like 3 pieces, and I'm just pulling it down. Like I said, I don't want to pull it all down because then it's going to come apart, and we don't want that.
I got you.
So right now I'm just ripping it, as you can see, and yeah. Right here, I'm just ripping some parts of my face right now, so that way when I apply red on those spots or edges on my face, it comes out looking way nice, like lines of blood and everything. So, like I said, just rip up places where you want it to look more real. Just nowhere near the tongue if I were you. Just nowhere near the tongue. It would look way better with it not near the tongue. And if you could, I'll explain later on in the video when I do that step. Okay, now here I'm getting some Party City face paint and I'm going in with that yellow and I'm gonna start coloring in the bone area, and I'm using like a flat brush to do this step, but it was kind of hard, like I said, because my face was already starting to come apart, so yeah, it was not that easy. Okay, so I had to tap it on where the bone area was at, where that little ball area was in the beginning of the video. I'm just tapping where the yellow. If you have any white coloring, I suggest replace that yellow color for this step and use white. Or you could just leave the paper white and then I'll show you later on the video. Or maybe in a few minutes I'll show you how it'll look way better. Sorry, I had to fix my light because you can't really see the yellow. But like I said, if you could use white instead of this yellow, it would be way better looking, honestly. It would look more realistic. But I did not have white, so I had to replace it with yellow. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, now I'm going in with that gray and I'm going to put that on top of the yellow where the bone area is at, so that way it comes out looking kind of grayish white and everything. Like I said, if you could use white, you don't have to do this 2 steps. It'd be way easier because it'd be way more simpler and faster for you, so I'll save you that time. I'm gonna go in with that red and I'm going to apply some red because I didn't like how it was looking. So like I said, if you don't like how it looks, then just apply red and you can make it look all bloody around your mouth instead. But honestly, if you have white and you want it to look bony, just put white and draw a little black and random spots around that white, not on top of the white but around it, like I'm gonna do right now. Imagine that the red is white, just apply black like how I'm doing right now. But if you don't have any white coloring or anything, then I suggest just do what I'm doing. Apply red and then just apply black around it. It'd look way easier, honestly, if you had white. So yeah, so right here I'm just applying black randomly. And now I'm going to use a blending brush, and I'm going to get all that black, and I'm going to put it in my throat area where it's gonna look ripped and where all the blood's mostly gonna go, so it looks more like a ripped tongue and it looks really cool. So I'm just gonna put that all the way to the top back of my tongue and to the bottom where my neck, where I'm applying it at right now. That's all gonna be black, and yeah, all gonna be black. Here I am going to start applying the black around areas of my face now, so that way it looks more dark like I said, but it was kind of hard because of the ripped areas I ripped earlier. Hold on, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm applying black, and after I applied this black, I got this cream black that came with my makeup kit from Party City. It was like a creamy black, and I applied this black first so that way when I put the creamy black on top of that, it comes out way darker. And I honestly loved it. It was really good. So right here I'm just applying black around my mouth. I'm not trying to get my top lip because like I said, I wanted to make teeth. Well, I didn't say that later, but this is what I meant earlier in the videos where I was trying to say that I was gonna make teeth on my top lip. If your top lip is shiny, then I suggest making the teeth right there. If your bottom lip is shiny, then make the teeth on the bottom lip and put black on your top lip. But if you're, like I said, if if your front lip on the top is shiny, then do your teeth right there. So I didn't get a chance to do the teeth at the ending of the video because I didn't have white like I said, so it wasn't really that good. Yeah, it was not really that good. So here's the cream black that I said that I was applying over that black areas where I put the black. So I'm just putting all that black and I'm just putting it where that creamy areas are at, and as you can see it comes out really darker, which I really loved about it. Honestly, I never thought it would come out like that until after I started using it. I just figured, oh, I'll just use it, and if it messes up then oh well, but it didn't, so it came out really black and nicer. So I liked it. Okay, now here I'm gonna put some black on the tongue, but if I were you, I suggest holding the tongue when you're doing this step because then it starts to lift on the top and it turns horrible. Okay, now I'm going in excuse me, with my Pro Concealer, and I'm going to use, actually I'm not going to use that brush, I'm going to just use the concealer, whatever's left over on my brush, and I'm going to blend that white paper in with my skin so it looks more realistic like my real skin. And yeah, so I'm going to put that basically everywhere where the white's at except on the tongue, everywhere on my neck, everywhere on the hanging paper, over on my face, everywhere, and I mean everywhere except the tongue area and by the bone area, but not on the red or the black or the tongue. Those are the only areas where it's not going to have concealer on them. The rest of the areas are all going to have concealer on it, so that way it blends in with everything. Hey guys, here all I did was get that red that I'm showing you guys and put it everywhere, even on the tongue, on the bottom of my neck, everywhere where I wanted the blood to look more realistic. Of course I had to put it on tongue, and the black I had to redo on the tongue area and everywhere else so that way it looks more better, which I'm going to do right now. Right now I'm just getting that black, and I'm going to put that creamy black that I used earlier, and I'm going to draw my teeth. But like I said, I didn't have any white, so I just made everything black on my mouth. But if you're gonna just do everything black around your mouth, put the tongue a little more higher on top of your bottom lip, so that way it looks more realistic and it looks way better. So yeah, because honestly I didn't like how the teeth area came out, so I just started making everything black and red mixed together. So like I said, if you're gonna just make everything black and then just put the tongue on the bottom lip, on top of the bottom lip, and it'll look way more realistic. Right here I'm just making dots around my face where I want it to look messy, so I just made dots around my face and everything so that way it looks more realistic. Trying to let it dry. Okay, now here I'm going to use a angled brush. Well, it's not an angled brush, it's like a pointy brush, and I'm going to go in with that yellow, and I'm going to apply that yellow on my teeth. But like I said, if you're just doing everything black, then put the tongue on the bottom lip, right on top of the bottom lip. The same steps, just put it on top more higher on the bottom lip, and then make the top lip all black like right here, and that's it. That's all that you need to do.
Getting high? Yeah. Yeah, they know I'm probably gonna whoop their ass. Stop saying that. Alright, I'm gonna send you guys the invite right now, alright?
Now for the fun part, my favorite part, which is the blood. Now I'm going in with this big kind of blush brush, and I'm just dipping it in the fake blood. And what I'm gonna do is, I was gonna just let it sprinkle, but since it's like sticky kind of, and it kind of tastes good a little bit because it's flavored, I just started dabbing it everywhere on my face, as you can see, and it looks really, really, really realistic because the blood was really thick and dark, so it was really realistic kind of. But if I could, I would have put way more blood than I did. And I'm putting a lot more on the tongue area, so that way it looks more, like I said, more real. If you could, put more blood if I real. So here, like I said, I'm just applying the blood everywhere where I want it to be. And yeah, that's all you need to do. Just apply the blood. Try to get as much blood on the tissue on your tongue as much as you can to make that tongue look realistic. If it's not going in there, find a way where it's gonna go in there. Even if you have to do different angles and everything, try to make it go in there as much as you can. Because the tongue is the most part that we need, especially to look more realistic. This part isn't necessary, but if you want to, but you don't have to, you could do like a glam look on your eyes, or you could do it like a cut crease, anything. But if you want to do like a zombie fight or dead kind of look, just put black all over your eyes and you'll look more dead. But honestly, I think it would have looked better like a real glam maybe. But it depends what you're going for. I just went randomly doing my eyes all black. I wish I would have done it darker black, but I just did it like this, so yeah.
Are you in your apartment? Are you in your apartment? I don't know. What level is he in? Oh, hold on. Let me try this. Because it's not, I'm trying it, but it's not letting me. I don't. Yeah, I think, yeah, it needs to be a higher level. Because I keep sending it, but it doesn't say he's getting it. Oh, we need, it's saying I need, if another player joins, and I'll be able to, I could like invite him, but another player needs to like.
And this is the finished look. I really hope you guys really like this look. But honestly, like I said, the hanging would have looked way better. So yeah, I hope you guys really like this look. And please like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment and follow my personal accounts down below in the description.